Hey there everyone, Luke here, and yeah, once again I apologise for the video being out a little bit late, but past couple of days I was tired because I was working and all that jazz, and also getting things prepared for Christmas. Yes, a month in advance, I know, but hey ho, it's all out of the way now, and looking at it right now, got a new chair. It's a recliner chair for my room, which I'm very excited about. Been trying it out, love it 100%. Have no complaints with it, and also as well, hopefully over the next few weeks or so, me and Anna about Control Chaos, we're going to be doing some more live streams on Twitch. We're still going through the Pokemon MMO, so if anyone wants to join us, please come and join us. So all the more fun for that. But without further ado, let's just dive right into this chapter. Okay, so this will be chapter 203, titled Tails Escape. Now, this chapter is a little bit different from the last few chapters that we had, because the last few chapters have just been like, this Shinso's wedding arc, and now that we're out of that little mini arc, we're now finally getting into some more slice of life antics. And again, this is probably just like what we're going to be doing, like winding down, because this is what usually happens after major stuff is happening in Mission Yozakura. From we have to wind down portions before we start moving on to the next portions, and it does seem like we're going to be getting this for the rest of the year, because we've really only got like we've got this week, then we've got next week, and then only like 4 more. So we've only got like 6 weeks until the end of the year. So it's nice that we're probably getting all of this out of the way, so that when we come back after the Christmas and New Year's break, we can dive right into the main meat and gravy of just preparing everyone for the final battle with Asa. But anyway, the chapter starts off with a recap of what actually happened before we actually move on with Alpha and Teal'c being like, oh yeah, Papa did say that if we helped Uncle Shinzo, we would get his stamp as well as Uncle Shinzo. So yeah, let's just go and try and ask him this question. But as they go and approach him, they're like, we see Taiyo just being like, oh boy, I'm just tired after all of this. Yeah, I don't blame you, Taiyo. You've been through a lot in the past 5 years. Just getting a new family, getting married, having kids as well. Like, you need a good lie down, my dude. But yeah, we have Alpha and Teal'c just be like, yeah, he's not looking so good here. As they analyze him and being like, okay, he's 98.4 degrees, so it's a normal temperature, and Teal'c's just like, maybe he has a fever or something. But Taiyo's reassured, like, I'm fine, I'm just a little tired. All it's reaction before. So as you probably are aware, or probably not aware, you two, true spoon blooming is hard on the body, which does make sense. I do actually like that they actually address this, because it's something that's always like the side effect of using like full ultimate power. It's like after you've used it, you're going to be completely wiped out. And yeah, it's kind of like using your whole body at 100%. I mean, I know we don't use our brains at 100% a lot of the times, but if we ever did do it, we'll probably be like Taiyo, just be like, I need to sit down for a good few days. And even then, like, just having all the strain of the wedding, of trying to get Shinzo out of it, of trying to convince Alex, having actually to have to fight Alex, and activating the true spoon brewing. Yeah, it's all like really encompassing. Taiyo's just like, okay, I need to really sit down right now. But yeah, Teal'c was just like, what does he mean by true spring blooming? And Alpha has to remind her of, like, oh yeah, it was when Papa turned as white as a ghost, and he was fighting Ryu. I just love the fact that he just call it, yeah, oh yeah, what's the true spring blooming? Oh yeah, it's when Papa turned into a ghost. Oh, Ghost Papa. Sure, let's go with that. As we get more of the message from Momo to Taiyo, where he's mentioned, like, yeah, true spring blooming, it has its limits though. 100% 100% activation of your body's simonia is powerful, but obviously has side effects, as I mentioned. That these will differ depending on the person and their ability. But for you, I'd say 3 minutes. Use that as your guideline. Any longer than that, and you risk doing serious harm to yourself. So it does beg the question of like, when we actually do get to Koricho's true speed brimming, how long he could actually maintain that. Maybe he could actually maintain for 10 minutes. Koricho, or Fruitsburg could actually maintain for 8 minutes. But I like the fact that we again that we're addressing the limitations of true spoon brimming and how it's like, okay, this is how it is for this person, this how this for this person. So it does depend on probably the physical and mental abilities of each member of the Yozakura family. And speaking of Koricho, we have him here in a memory from Alfred Hirofumi, as they bring out this really club-like surgery thing. I don't know what that thing is supposed to be, but it looks absolutely terrifying, which is no surprise of what Taiyo actually does. But before we get to that, we have them saying like, "Oh, I'm glad you're not sick, but we should probably give it to you. We should probably just give something to you just in case." When we went for looking for medicine, Uncle Koricho gave us this as they pull it out, and it's a traditional Yozakura family medical supply. He called it blood splatter blossom. Yeah, that sounds like Koricho, but this whole chapter just reminds me of the Nanano chapter where Keigo just sneezed only once and everyone was just freezing up and just being like, okay, well, you better not have heard that. And Nano was just like, I heard everything, so you're gonna get the job, guys. And it's basically explained in exactly the same way as that job was, only I'd say this is far worse, because they go on to say stick it stick you with it anywhere and it'll peak you up and it'll perk you up. Right now it's specifically designed to make sure you won't bleed too, it won't leave a mark, it'll hurt so badly you'll feel like dying even though you won't die. So yeah, well, the other one was just basically like, you'll pass out before you can even scream, it's that sharp, the needle. This one is like, oh, you'll feel like dying but you won't actually die. So basically a fate worse than death. And of course Taiyo, upon seeing this, is just like, yeah, I am bunkering out of here right now. And the twins are like, where did he go? After him. And then you just see Koricho off to the side just being like, yeah, this is what you get, Taiyo. You deserve this in my own sick, twisted way. As we have Taiyo basically just being like, I'll go to Nano. He'll keep me safe. As we have Nano saying, that takes me back. It'll pick you up. That's for sure. All your exhaustion will be gone, along with your memories too, from the pain, of course. And of course, Koricho has exactly a nasty thing handy. So yeah, Nano was obviously aware that this was Koricho's doing. But I love that even Nano is aware that this obviously reminds me of the time when they were playing Taiyo, just being like, hey guys, you're gonna get the job now for the colds, so that you don't have to have colds again. And Taiyo is just like smudged in this like little corner. So you have two like little sack kind of things, and Taiyo's just in the middle. It's just there like, yeah, can you not tell them that I'm here? And now it's just like, yeah, of course I will, but you should basically take the shot and just get it over with. I mean, it'll only hurt for probably about, I don't know, 2 days at max. But yeah, the real reason why Nanano is active at this moment is because obviously we have Mozu, who was captured by them, and now Mozu is back at Nanano's lab tied up, and Nanano, oh my god. Okay, Nanano has like probably anybody who's been in this situation will know that, yeah, it is not the most pleasant situation to be in. Nanano has Mozu with no socks or shoes on and a feather. So you can imagine what is going to be happening here. But he's basically being like, look, I've got to get the information from about Asa from her. So I'm going to use whatever methods of torture I feel like. So the feather is coming, The feet are there. You know what's coming, Mozu. But Mozu is just not being phased here. I've just been, yeah, you really think I'm going to spill anything? I'm not the moron you think I am. I might have a couple of screws loose, but I'm sure I'm sure don't have loose lips. You could suck my brains out through a tube, but I still won't let an empty bucket head like you get a single word. And it's just that was like, okay, now you're getting it, Mozu. Tickle, 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 and yeah, the tickling is just so. I imagine the tickling is just so hard from Nano that it's just making it even more painful for Mozu as she describes it as them being like, you're killing me now. But I imagine it's like, yeah, no, you're legitimately killing me with laughter. I will probably die with laughter. As Nano goes on to explain about the injection that was given to her a moment ago, it was called the 7 sensitivities, which basically increases the sensitivity of a body. So it's kind of like giving a human the sensitivity that a cat would feel on its body. Speaking as a cat dad myself. But yeah, Nano developed it specifically for Mozu, since they feel no pain, nor will the Mozu talk or will die laughing. So it's like basically like, yeah, you've got a choice here, Mozu. Either you talk or you die laughing. So what's it gonna be? Mozu thinks of it as just like some childish trickery, but of course, when it comes to science and experiments and Nano doesn't joke, and it's not a childish trickery, as we see. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 hands. 16 extra hands spew out over Mozu, and with them comes about the same number of feathers. As at this point that now I was just like, okay, you're gonna get it now. Tickle, 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 tickle. And Mozu is just like probably screaming in laughter right now. And now I was saying like, just spill the bean. No. Mozu is just like, please stop this because I'll spill the beans just like the ones I hate. Oh my god. No. I think you really need to tone it down quite a little bit right now. So as Mozu is being tortured by Nano, we have Taiyo off to the side just being like, yikes, good job I'm not in that situation, as Alpha and Hilfimi come up behind him and just observing the situation as well. And at this point, Taiyo's just like, they're commenting their comments, and Taiyo's just like, and then he obviously realises that they're there, and it's just like, yeah, time for me to leg it out of here. But the more interesting aspect comes from when Nano turns back into his smaller form, and asks, "What is it that you want so badly that you deliberately let me capture you?" Though I can guess, for better or for worse, both of us are like mad scientists. So, is this trying to imply that Mozu may be a double agent, like, was only going along with Asa for the benefit of the Yozakuras? Or is it like sort of like a double, triple, quadruple agent, Mozu trying to play both sides so that they gain an advantage in whatever they want? I don't know. But anyway, we cut over to Shinso and Ayaka, who are just being like, oh, come on, Taiyo, the twins are chasing you because they're so concerned for your health. Like, just accept it already. You are going to get this, whether you like it or not. Shinso continues on and say, it's not that bad if you really think about it. It's just some energy supplement. One quick jab and it's done. Yeah, Shinso, do you want to be reminded of how scared you were of Nano when you got his jab from the cold? Yeah, I don't think Taiyo's going to listen to that. No, sorry, my mistake. I've just found it now. Shinso does actually mention that he got it once when he was little, and he was only knocked out for 3 days. That's all. but yeah, we see that Futaba was the one that actually injected him, and yeah, it looks like the most scariest thing ever. But at this point, Shinzo's just like, oh yeah, I was so preempted on other things that probably on the fact that he was probably having a little moment with Ayaka, because now that him and Katana's wedding has been called off, I guess we can still have the Ayaka Shinzo ship. But yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, I totally forgotten about the stamp, so let me get that ready for the twins. And we have Ayaka, who's just like, of course, for producing her needles and just be like, yeah, Master Taiyo, how about I acupuncture you? I could press 1,000 of your energy pressure points. And Taiyo's just like, wow, in like a sarcastic comment of just like, wow, it's so hard for me to choose for multiple reasons. Like, I get this really painful injection from these twins, or I get 1,000 acupuncture needles put in my body from pressure points. Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, I'd say acupuncture is 1,000 times worse. Like, I could just not imagine like 1,000 needles going into my skin. Anybody who goes for it, more power to you, but just keep them away from me as much as possible. But we get some more exposition here about Ryu, and Shinzo informs Taiyo like, no, it's okay. It was only a quick peek at part of it, but I had taken a chance to look at his investigation files. He's been looking for Asa for even longer than us. So, very interesting, but even more interesting is what is a revelation that we actually find out in this chapter in regards to Asa and Tamaki. As he goes on, and as Shinzo goes on to explain, like, okay, he likely wasn't aware it was Asa he was looking for, but when he was looking into the mastermind behind Takami's murder, Asa's name came up. So I guess this is also this also might imply that Asa was responsible for Kai's family's accident, and maybe, just maybe, I mean, remind me, guy, like, I'm sure it was mentioned at some point. I mean, I'm sure Pyrogems could go back and look at it, but remind me, was Asa the one behind Taiyo's family accident as well? Even if that wasn't mentioned before, or even if it was mentioned before, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I know Momo was involved heavily in that, and also Kawashita was involved. Which Kawashita has a connection to Tsubumi, and Tsubumi is Asa's daughter. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Asa was the one behind all these tragedies: Tamaki's murder, Kai's family accident, and Taiyo's family accident. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he was like the mastermind behind all of that. It was all like an Eisen exactly as planned plot here. Shinzo goes on and says there's still a lot we don't know, but Ryo clearly has a reason for going over to Asa's side that aren't just to betray us. Katana knows him better than me, and she agrees. So it makes sense why Katana and Shinzo weren't actually, in the last chapter, weren't actually surprised that this is what's happening with Ryo all that much. They probably are like, okay, yeah, he's gone over to their side for a reason, and it's probably also to get intel into Asa, and to find ways to actually take him down so that Ryo can actually relate to the Yozakura family, even if it does cost him his life in the end. Because it wouldn't surprise me at all if Ryu goes along with this as a double agent and Asa finds out and basically kills him for it. It wouldn't surprise me at all in the slightest if that's the route that this goes, which would be just hammering on the tragedy for Katana as well, losing her biological father and her adoptive father all at once because of the fact that they were both involved in the spy world. So yeah. But the main point about this is that it wouldn't surprise me at all if Asa was the one behind all the tragedies corresponding with Taiyo, Ryu, and Kai as well. So Shinzo goes on and says, if we go after Asa, we will find him again. There's no need to panic. Let's focus on doing what we must. Okay, and this is where Taiyo at first gets relaxed. It's just like, okay, I understand, Shinzo, but then Shinzo has his arms on Taiyo's shoulder. It's just like, Shinzo, you can let me go right now. But this is where we get a reveal of what is actually going on here. And Shinzo's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Taiyo, really, really sorry, but I couldn't go against what my niece and nephew have done for me. Bribing me with snowman Sulfurids. Okay, what is that? What is that they're actually bribing Ayaka and Shinzo with? Either way, yeah, they're being bribed, they're being manipulated, and they're gonna force Tao to take this shot. And Tao's just like, "Oh my god, you traitors! I'm getting out of here." But he doesn't get far as Chion and Keigo basically pin him down and just like, "Okay, quick, over here, Alpha, hurry here, Fumi. We've got him here right now." And Tao's just like, "Wait, you bribed them to, like, why is my family betraying me at this point?" But Keigo reassures them of like, "Hey, they didn't bribe us at all. You guys look like you're having fun, so we decided to play along too." Basically, just being like, "Oh, our older sibling is having a lot of fun with Tao. Let's have some fun in the exact same way." So, being the middle child in this situation, as Tao eventually is able to get away, and we have just this little gag here of Suru, Goliath, and Futaba just hanging around and just being like, Taiyo and everyone is at it again, but I and Goliath and Suru are just playing a game, and I love Goliath, who's just being like, a traditional button masher, just being like, "I'm gonna bash the buttons all at once. I don't care what they do. I'm just gonna bash them." And I is just there complaining, of just being like, it's basically a fighting game where you have who's being either an amateur or a really experienced fighting gamer who's trying to do like a really complicated combo, and then you just Goliath there just button mashing, but it's coming up as like a 160 hit combo, and just basically ruining the game for everyone. Like, can you imagine like having a game, playing a game with the Yozakura family? Like, they'd probably just break the TV out of frustration if they lost. But at this point, Taiyo is cornered, and Koricho comes in and it's just like, "I can't believe you turning aside even your adoring children. You're a failure as a father. I took the liberty of watching from the shadows. All in all, this was a plausible way to kill time." And yeah, Taiyo basically speaks for the audience. It just like figures that's what Koricho was actually doing, as Koricho uses Steel Spider to trap him and be like, "Okay, you two, you've got him now. Go in for the jab. Give it to him. It's the best thing for him." But in a stunning twist of events, they actually use the jab on Koricho, as they explain, "Yeah, we were waiting for you to show up on Koricho. Learned your lesson now. Don't try to use us to pick on Papa again." So yeah, Koricho is definitely not going to learn his lesson. Like, he tried this when he first reunited with Taiyo. It's just like, I'm gonna kill you because you got my sister pregnant and you forced me to sign the marriage certificate, and just being like, I'm the witness on this. He's given birth to them, but at the same time, I wish they were my kids. Like, and obviously we know what happened there. Like, Hirofumi just was absolutely pissed off at Koricho for basically not only trying to kill her father, but mostly upsetting her brother. So, did he really think that this was going to go the way that he planned it? And at this point, Koricho is just like, I'm going to let this happen to me, and just passes out. As Taiyo thinks to himself, you kind of had this coming, Koricho. And at this point, they finally get Taiyo and Shinzo stamped. So they have all the stamps barring Futaba and Mutsumi's, which means they're only 2 stamps away from achieving their goal of actually joining the family on the mission. And like I said, even at this point, I really don't know. I really don't know how long this is actually going to go. On. Like I did say it might be for the rest of the year, but at this point we've only got like 6 chapters left, so it might move over into the beginning of next year, of actually getting stamps from Futaba and Mutsumi. And yeah, we get the recap of it. Like, okay, we've only got 2 stamps to go. It's Fruitbirds and Mutsu, it's Fruitbirds and Mamas, and we can fight together. And Hiyofumi is just basically going off on a tangent here, just about, and I can be the protector for you, as we see. Hiyofumi basically being like the warrior, and Alpha being like the princess damsel in distress. As he goes, yeah, we spent all 4 of our years of our lives together. When have you ever seen me wear something like that? So it's basically Alpha saying that, yeah, I'm not going to be some princess damsel for you to come and rescue. We're in it just as much. We're in it together just as much as you are with me. So yeah, they say to Futaba, Mama's last, so next we go and ask Auntie Futaba, we'll get her stamp for sure this time. As Futaba is just like, yeah, I felt that. So basically saying like, yeah, we're going off on a side mission to do something, and you two aren't invited. That's basically how the chapter ends. So we'll get to that right now, as we have Koricho coming back to his senses and asking Nano, like, hey, did you get anything out of Mozu? And Nano's just like, no, I didn't, but I did find out something. I found a fragment of a plant on Mozu's skin. By analysing it, I was able to narrow things down to the exact one of her labs it came from. It's likely a trap, but it's equally likely we'll find clues to Asa there. I say it's worth investigating, so we're basically going on like an investigation into Asa, like mini arc next. As Creature's like, yeah, I understand that, so now we've got to put together a team and head out there right away. So sorry Hiyofumi and Alpha, but you're not coming along with this mission because you haven't completed your cards yet. You will stay here at the academy on standby, maybe next time. And as Alpha gives his best look, Hiyofumi is just like, what? No! But yeah, Alpha is doing like, yeah, this war's gonna happen, and that's where the chapter ends. So really, not much to go off in this chapter. I mean, it was a good chapter, but not one of the best chapters, especially coming off what we've had with Shinzo's wedding arc. But like I said, it was nice that we actually just got a good slice of life, funny antics chapter. The first one we've had in quite a while, because we've been focusing on like, okay, we're introducing the twins, we're introducing this concept to the stamps, and we're just bang, 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 reintroducing everyone after the time skip. So yeah, this investigation into Asa, like mini side quest arc that we're going at, and I do love this about Mission Yozakura Family as a whole concept. Yes, we've got the overarching story of like finding Asa, but at the same time, obviously we're going to have side quests like that we're going to have to go on in order to get information to deal with the main objective of the series. So I do like that, and like we said, even though we're in the final phases of the series, it could go on for another year and a half at this point, because we still got to know about all the true spring boomings of all the Yozakuras. We still have to know more about this group of opponents that Asa has under his employment, and yeah, maybe we'll find out more about them when we go into investigating what they're going to find with Asa. Now the question is, who is going to be on this team? So my guess is going to be. I feel like it's going to be, like, obviously Taiyo will have to go because he's the main character, but I feel like it'll be, Kai will probably be going on this as well. Maybe, like, obviously Koricho as well, because Koricho is, like I said, one of the main cast members. Maybe Futaba as well, that's definitely a possibility. Suru as well, that definitely could be Katana as well. I could definitely see Katana going as well, and Shinzo. Like, so there's really many possibilities for who could go with Team Nano. Is obviously a contender because it's going to be about Mozu's lab, and maybe Mozu Reluctant will tag along. But yeah, I'm very interested to know like, especially from you, Pyjams, like, who would you like to see going on this investigation as well? But anyway, with that out of the way, what did you think of this chapter, everyone? Let me know, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.